Good morning. This is Bobby Dupree with the Bobby Dupree Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, many of you are listening to the program like you have for the past 35 years over KSLO. And of course, now we've extended the coverage with KSLO's sister company, 105.3 out of Simmsport, Louisiana. And many of you watching it on cable TV connections throughout Acadiana, 9 parishes, and then the rest of you, internet, worldwide. And more and more of you are letting us know that you are watching it on the internet. Hopefully it's coming in good. And I forgot to ask Matt, but I'm going to ask him right now. Well, I'll talk to our producer. I had someone told me that the sound is not exactly correct, especially on the weekends. Something is not correct. So you might want to talk to Beth, Mark.
Spark up that sound.
Spark up that sound. And I can't think of who it was, but it was one of our friends that watches it. Oh, Don Stemmons.
There you go.
Don Stemmons from Karen Crow, Louisiana. Stemmons, it's not a farm supply, it's a horse supply.
Correct.
And of course, Don is one of the new elected members of the HBPA. And I might talk about the HPBA just real briefly. We've had a lot of meetings.
Y'all are the group that administers money to help jockeys that retire or get hurt, trainers.
No, not jockeys. No, not jockeys. They covered at the racetrack by another accident type policy. Maybe the medical benefit. They're possibly under the medical. I know the owners I think can get coverage, and the trainers definitely get coverage. Then they also have a pension plan for the trainers under certain. You have to, have raced so many races,
many horses, so many years,
and quite a number of them are taking advantage of that retirement benefit. While it's not a big benefit, it certainly helps. Any little bit helps with these high gas prices and everything else that's high. And of course, we also administer sending out the owners their money that they win at the racetracks. So it's
which can also be breeding money as well, like a Louisiana bred horse.
Well, yeah, but that comes from the Louisiana Thoroughbred Breeders Association. A little bit different. A big portion of this money that is in the purses today comes from the slot machine revenues that on each track, and then there's also some video
much of that money is dedicated for this fund.
That's correct. Now, and then the off-track betting facilities, we get a percentage of that, and it all adds up. There's between $90 and $100 million roughly that's administered towards the different benefits of the whole HBPA, Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association.
Huge industry for Louisiana.
Oh, multi-billion-dollar industry, big business. And we've been meeting a whole lot, and we having to make some changes, and unfortunately, on the workers' compensation, I forgot that. That's one of our big programs, is administering the workers' compensation program. And some back in 2008, the workers' comp is on to my knowledge, maybe the only program that's administered on a per race. In other words, the trainer pays his workman's compensation. They were paying $55 per horse per race. And in 2008, for whatever reason, it wasn't a good one, but we've had to live for it until July the 1st of this year. They dropped down to $40. Well, what happened, that not enough money in the pot right now
to pay the claims.
To pay the claims properly, on time and everything.
Right.
Getting money, everything's being paid, but not necessarily
as quick as you need it.
Well, that, and they were using other forms that were in there. They were mixing the money up, and we're trying to straighten all that up. So July the 1st, it's going to be back to $55, and I haven't heard any of the trainers complain, because they felt it was kind of strange that they could drop that much just like that. And anyhow, there's a lot of work being done. So we asking all our friends out there. I was elected as one of the owners on this board. There's 5 owners and 5 trainers, and then you have a president. So it's an 11-member board. And I tell you, I've been impressed that everybody is attending these meetings. I mean, and we stay on teleconference phone calls for as much as 6 hours at a time.
That board's like a full-time job. I told you that. You said something about, well, maybe I need to do some more things about getting my information more timely. I said, this is the first time we've run into a deal where you've been on a board where,
never,
I mean, all day long, something's happening. Every day.
This is Wednesday. We tape it on Wednesday like we try to tell you every week. This morning I had a phone call that, you know, to make some decisions on.
But when it needs some work, so you're going to do a lot of work to start to get it right.
I think it's going to straighten itself out within 4 to 6 months.
It's not straighten itself out. Y'all going to straighten it out.
Well, we hope.
Be then it can run itself.
Well, thank you.
I know how that goes.
Yeah, but anyhow, y'all please be patient with us. We have a good board. Everybody has one interest, and there's no pay on this. The president, he's really spending. If you think I'm spending some time, he's spending every day.
Those emails come in the middle of the night sometimes that he's sending you.
Exactly. So there's a lot of work going on, and the president, of course, and he gets no pay, and the board members, the 10 of us, get no pay. Yeah. So anyhow, y'all kind of hang in there, and we're going to try to straighten it up and do a good job for you.
How about happy anniversary to Jim Lopez and his child bride, Miss Babs.
Now, how about that?
I wasn't going to see how many years it is, but then I think I have to say it because it's 43 years, but I think the statute of limitations run out for him. I mean, she had to be a child bride. And she's been married 43 years.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, there is some strange questions because she's so young to have been married to an old man like that, like Jim. But congratulations. I understand that they were going to go and they were going to honeymoon on the Cajun Riviera out near Hackberry. They wanted to go redfish fishing where they could take some time off and just sit around the water and just enjoy themselves quietly. So happy anniversary, Jim and Babs.
But I don't think about. Yeah, he's
big horseman.
Yeah, in fact, he has a horse running Saturday night. I was told by David.
We'll have to go watch the horse for him.
Yep, and he'll be there. Don't worry. Or either that, or he'll be watching it on his computer.
Correct.
A lot of people are watching it. If you can't make it to the races and you have a computer internet service at your home, you can watch the race just like you were watching it on one of the screens at the racetrack. It's the same program that's shown on at the track and on your computer.
You got Flag Day?
Yeah, and I don't know how my horse will do, but I have a horse running Wednesday night also, Basica. I have interest in 5 horses right now, and there's only one that runs. So I told Carl DeVille, my trainer, I said, this is kind of a funny picture here. One little filly having to take care of the whole stable. And he said, well, when the others are ready, Bobby, I'll be running them. I hope they're ready soon, Carl. But, you know, different ailments hold them back, and he doesn't like to start them until they're ready, and that's good. That's professional training.
Take care of them.
That's correct. Flag Day was on Tuesday, June the 14th.
Correct.
And flags were really flown all around town. You passed around the businesses. And I don't know how many of you get the Morning Advocate, but if you can, and I imagine you could go to your internet and pull up a Section D, Tuesday, June the 14th. A great article
on flags,
on how to take care of your flags, when you should definitely try to get them out on certain days, but they're perfectly legal to fly them every day. And there's certain flags that are made that can be flown even in inclement rainy weather. And they give a history, a total history. It's really, I'm not going to start reading all of that, but if you're interested or you have a young child at home, a grandchild,
Great article on Flag Day.
On Flag Day.
Advocate.com.
Yep.
To theadvocate.com.
And that's Section D, June the 14th edition. Very, very interesting. And, you know, I'll keep that when I write my book. I'll have a lot of material.
Well, I saw the Star-Spangled Banner, the old flag that had flown over Fort McKinley when the guy wrote the "Oh Say Can You See" song. That was at the Smithsonian. When I was a kid, I saw it, the original flag tattered and hanging at the Smithsonian. It was getting so old that they had to go back and preserve it and sew pieces back together. Recently, it took, I don't know if it wasn't 10 years that they took it down for. They just put it back up this Tuesday at the Smithsonian. So if you get a chance to go to Washington, D.C., go see that old flag.
Yeah, I'd like to go. If you ever go and you have room in your back trunk or something like that, just
we'll feed you bologna sandwiches in the back. We're not going to feed you a lot, but we'll make sure you're fed.
I want to tell a new person that I met. I had met his wife prior to this. She has been working in the Opelousas area for a number of years. His wife is Vicky, and of course I'm speaking of Louis Gagnon show. I had to call her this morning. I said, how do you pronounce that last name of you and your husband? She says, Gagnon show. So I wrote it down, G-A-N, capital U, show, S-H-O-W.
Just like it's spelled.
Just like, yeah. It's spelled G-A-N-U-C-H-E-A-U. Anyhow, good morning to both of you. By the way, they've been married 30. I said, was that your boyfriend or just a friend? She said, Bobby, we've been married 31 years.
That's a good sign when you're with your husband and they think it's your boyfriend.
And by the way, we were having lunch. That was Monday at Bo's Bar and Grill. Wayne's really trying to get things going like it was when they first opened. They do have noon lunches again. They had did away with the noon lunches, just the sandwiches, and some people want a little lunch at noon. That's what lunch is called. Anyhow, Louis has been working now at Opelousas General Health System for, I guess, maybe 6 months now. And he's the director of materials management. In other words, he gets the materials that are used by the complete health system. And that's a pretty big operation now because they have Opelousas General, then they have the old doctors, the campus south, and then they have the imaging center over in Sunset, which is really, a lot of services are being rendered there. They're really utilizing that particular facility. So anyhow, we want to say good morning to some. He's a new friend to me. I had met Vicky before.
KSLO will see another side of 3.
Okay, and I had a call early this morning. Boy, these guys that sell these stocks and bonds and all. My friend from Memphis, Tennessee, Craig Witt, he's with Corte and Company. Years ago, I had bought some tax-free bonds, and anytime that he sees a bond that he knows which bonds I have, and there's another few of them that come up, he tries to sell them to me.
He's still in Memphis? That used to be kind of like a little hotbed for guys that did that work.
That used to be the hotbed for tax-free municipal munis, exactly. Correct. And I started buying these on the recommendation of the late Mr. W.G. McNeil. Mr. Mack and I served on the school board back then.
With the bank in Melville.
And the bank, and when he answered the phone and he would say, the bank. And that was the bank in Melville. And he introduced me to those in 1968. And off and on, I've purchased a few ever since. And
43 years. Isn't that the year that Babs and Jim were married?
About, right?
That would be exactly it.
And he told me that little story at Swallow's Dinner Club. And also, that's when he recommended that I try some Tabasco hot sauce on my salad. You know, we always used it on eggs and everything else, but the salad really gives it a little taste. So anyhow, a little story. Good morning to you, Craig, just in case you took the time to watch it on your internet while you at the office. He's at work real early, this guy.
Well, how about this? We got La Table Francais next Wednesday. That's June, is that next Wednesday, June the 29th?
Yes.
Yes. At Le Vieux Village over on East Landry Street. In the Whiteville Schoolhouse. They get there about 8:30 in the morning. Bring some. You can go by and drink coffee. It doesn't cost you anything, and just talk and learn how to speak in conversational French.
It might be 2 weeks from now.
It is 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
948-5227 if you want more info from our tourist center. And one more thing I've got: the 150th anniversary of the Epiphany Episcopal Church here on South Union, which is the main Episcopal church right here in the center of town, near Sonic, near OPAC Financial Services. They're going to have their 150th anniversary on Sunday, July the 31st. It's over a month away.